Welcome back friends. In part number 4 we have discussed about the membrane contain various types of proteins such as peripheral proteins, lipid anchored proteins and integral membrane proteins. We will be discussing each and every type of protein with all their aspects and importance with the exam point of view with examples. So let's begin first with the integral membrane proteins as I have highlighted here. Most integral membrane proteins work either as receptor for ligand. Ligand means external signal or external molecule which is inducing the cell to show their response. Or the integral membrane protein can act as a channel or they can act as a transporter. Either channel or transporter performing for ion movement across the membrane or water movement or various other molecules such as glucose movement. But these integral membrane proteins as like phospholipids shows amphipathic nature. What does it means? Amphipathic means these integral membrane protein shows hydrophilic as well as hydrophobic regions. Generally, these protein shows hydrophilic region external side which is facing to the outside and internal side which is facing to the cytosolic side is having hydrophilic region, whereas most of the region is hydrophobic which is embedded inside the lipid bilayer which is known as integral membrane domain which is hydrophobic. And to study this integral membrane protein there is a method which is known as freeze fracture replication method. Please highlight this. The integrated membrane proteins are surrounded by the phospholipid bilayer. These phospholipids forms a grease seal around these integral membrane proteins and very big portion of these integral membrane proteins are embedded in membrane. In order to study these integral membrane protein, it is very difficult to isolate them. For isolation purpose, the detergents are useful such as ionic detergent and uncharged detergent. The example of ionic detergent is SDS which denatures the protein, but uncharged detergent, for example Triton X100, do not cause any damage to this protein. So the isolation of integral membrane protein is done by these detergents. After isolation also it is very difficult to obtain crystals of integral membrane protein. The crystallization is required for X-ray crystallography analysis. But once the structure of one member of integral membrane protein family is determined, researcher can apply the homology modeling technique for study the integral membrane protein of the family. It is essential to know the first integral membrane protein whose entire three-dimensional structure was revealed by X-ray crystallography analysis technique has shown here the bacterial photosynthetic reaction center, which includes 3 subunits and 11 membrane spanning alpha helices. So it is the first structure of integral membrane protein deduced by human being to understand the presence of integral membrane protein in the membrane. Likewise, we have also studied the bacteriorhodopsin which is 7 membrane spanning protein as well as deeply embedded succinate dehydrogenase proteins. The most obvious and commonly asked question, which segment of the polypeptide chain are actually get embedded in lipid bilayer? From overall amino acid sequence, which sequence is embedded and which sequence is popping outside of the integral membrane protein? To find out this, there is very common technique available known as hydropathy plot analysis, which is done by hydropathy index, and we already have discussed in very detail about hydropathy plot analysis by using hydropathy index. The image is well known to everyone, shows the erythrocytes or known as red blood cells. The integral membrane protein are exclusively studied on the erythrocyte membrane because erythrocyte do not contain any organelle as such to interfere with the study. That's why the membrane shows plenty amount of or abundant amount of integral membrane proteins. Here we are going to study the example or as a case study. The integral membrane protein shows band 3 and glycophorin A type of integral membrane protein. The glycophorin A is first integral membrane protein whose complete amino acid sequence was determined. So it is very important to understand this glycophorin A. In exam, the questions are based on these types of proteins. Points to remember in glycophorin A type of protein are as follow. The N terminus always face outside or to environmental side, and C terminus always face to the cytosolic side. N terminus shows the presence of various carbohydrate moieties on N terminus. Especially the sialic acid named carbohydrate is present on the N terminus. This sialic acid is negatively charged. Due to this, every erythrocyte contain negatively charged surface. So what happen actually is that these erythrocyte repels each other and no coagulation takes place in tiny blood vessels. So it is very remarkable evolutionary feature here we can observe. As well as the glycophorin A are involved in various functions, such as when blood circulates through the tissues, carbon dioxide get dissolved and undergoes the following reaction. Here you will find the carbonic acid has been produced. This carbonic acid is dissociated into the proton and bicarbonate. The bicarbonate is entering in erythrocyte in exchange with the chloride ion. Means chloride ion exits and bicarbonate enters in erythrocyte. So these glycophorin are functioning here. But when erythrocyte reaches to the lung, these bicarbonates leaves the erythrocyte and in exchange with the chloride ion again. So here we are looking at erythrocyte function with the help of glycophorin, which is the integral membrane protein, which is our today's topic of discussion. Remember, carbon dioxide is very important to maintain the pH of the blood. One interesting fact about this glycophorin A I would like to share here is that the mosquito bite causes malaria to the human being because the protozoa who are present in mosquito travels in a bloodstream and enter into this erythrocyte and reach up to the liver. So the malaria causes. But the receptor for this protozoa are actually the glycophorin A type of protein, which are integral membrane protein. So it is very interesting and newly found fact that how these glycophorin A are responsible for various reasons, and this integral membrane protein shows such diverse different types of examples who we will be studying in our upcoming lectures. The most importantly, why these glycophorins are named in such a way that because the presence of carbohydrate on this glycophorin at the N terminus. Whenever protein shows presence of carbohydrate, these proteins are either called as glycoprotein or proteoglycan. So what is the difference between glycoprotein and proteoglycan? And remaining other integral membrane proteins, glycophorin was just one example. There are diverse examples with respect to the diverse function. We will discuss one by one with the importance in exam point of view. I will stop here. Thank you for watching this lecture. Don't forget to subscribe this channel. We will meet in next lecture.